creative friends, this is Joy coming to you with another video on my weekend journal. As I said before, the only time I get a chance to work on my journal is on the weekends, so here lately I've been trying to go through and finish several pages at once. And these two particular pages, I had scraped off paint onto them that was left over from the last weekend. I just scraped them on here to use it up, and here I'm going over them with some gesso. And these other pages, I ended up using some texturing paste and putting some texture on these through a stencil, and then decided to play with my Dylusion sprays and Adirondack sprays to do the backgrounds for these pages. I just did 5 pages with the 2 pages that I had scraped paint off on from last weekend's art journal play. I ended up doing 7 pages this weekend. This weekend there was a few pages where I had an idea of what I wanted to put on them, so I kind of created the background to match what I knew I was going to put on the page, such as this one here. I sprayed and then splattered with a wet paintbrush, and then ran and dripped and blew with a straw to get that red to run everywhere, and then dried it with my heat gun, and then I tilted it one way and then the other to try to get it to run, the excess to run, so it gave the page more of a splattered look. And here I did the same with the black, but going in the opposite direction. So I somehow or another I got mixed up in when I was recording and when I was not recording. So here you can see I sprayed some different colors on there, and with a paper towel I just kind of blotted it around, and here I sprayed purple and then black across the top and let it run. And so I was trying to record and, spraying and then turn it off when I was drawing, but it ended up the other way around where I was showing the drawing and not the spraying. So sorry about that, but you kind of get the idea. I just was using sprays on the pages. So I went back through my stash, and for the pages I really didn't know what I was going to put on there, I tried to find elements that would work with the background that I had created, and I found this teapot and these teacups that I thought the colors worked great with the colors on this background, and then a quote that says "Warm Welcome" that I put on this particular page. And it was a little tedious kind of cutting that out and around the little handles and stuff, but I think it's well worth it, because then it just looks, like it goes with the page better, instead of and you can see the background through like the handles of the teacups and stuff, but you have to be careful because like on one of them I ended up tearing the little handle off, but I managed to get it glued back in place. And for all of these I was just using the collage page because that seemed to work really well. And this is a picture that I got out of a magazine, and I really liked it but didn't care for what it said on there. I think it says reading room. So I put over top of it a quote that I did like that I thought went with the page. It said "one person's dream," and then collage page that on there. This particular page, I really like this picture, and I think it went well with the page. And you'll see when I turn it over here, it's like a text page with a quill pen and then ink pots. And the word that I chose to put on this particular page was secrets. It just seemed to go well with the page, and so I like that. And you can see with the sprays that I put on these pages, you can see the texturing paste that I had put on the background. So I really like the way these pages turned out. Really happy with them. And I tried to dry them just enough to the touch so I could turn the page, but I was also, just to make sure it didn't stick, putting like a paintbrush or something in between, so to keep a little bit of space between the pages. And here I just didn't like all that white, so I was taking my StazOn ink pad and going over that page to, for one, bring out the texture of the circles better, and for two, just to kind of color the background so it wasn't just white. And on this page, I added several things. I added change your life, and then I put confidence, and in between I put with confidence. And then on the bottom it says in the zone, and then on the right it says mask appeal, but I put no more to indicate no more mask. You know, that kind of a reminder to myself that I need to, you know, have confidence, because I don't always have the confidence that I should in myself, and it sometimes gets me into situations or trouble or what have you. So it's just a reminder that I need to try to be confident and, you know, try not to, you know, be so wishy-washy, I guess you could say. I really like the way this page turned out. I found this shoe that said neon, and I thought, well, that goes perfect with the background. And then I put on there a tag that says artist, and then at the bottom, life. So it's like an artist's life, and it looks like a wall because the texturing paste and the stencil I used is like bricks, and then the bright colors, and it's almost like a graffiti page. So I really like the way this page turned out. And at the end of the I have closer ups of all of the pages so that you can see them closer, what they look like. I really like the way this page turned out, but what I didn't like is that purple didn't quite dry. I guess I put way too much, and so it was all over everything. And the picture both pictures ended up with, actually all three of the elements I put on this page ended up with purple on top of it somehow. And I don't know if it's seeping through the paper or what, but so it's kind of a mess, but whatever, it is what it is. And it says ultimate inspiration is what this particular page says. And so this weekend I ended up completing 7 journal pages. Last weekend it was 10, this weekend it's 7, but I want to try to keep it around 5 because 10 is a bit much. And the only reason why I did 7 this time is because 2 of the backgrounds were already done. So I figured, well, I'd go ahead and put something on those and then do the 5 that I did texturing paste on. And this is a bowl of plates and bowls, or a stack of plates and bowls, and it just says have fun this weekend. And I thought the colors in the picture and in the quote went really well with the background. So here I'm just taking my Sharpie markers and going around adding a shadow and outlining everything to finish off these pages. And here I'm going around the quote with pink to add some pink because there's pink in the background. And I'm using a gray Sharpie marker for the outlining and the shadowing on the picture itself for this particular page. Because on this page I could have used, I guess, the Stabilo pencil and a paintbrush like I typically do. But on the other pages with the sprays, I was thinking, oh, I won't be able to do that because the water will reactivate those sprays. So I decided to pull out my Sharpie markers and just use those to finish off these pages. And I didn't really do any, stamping or any other texture on the backgrounds of these pages because I guess I felt like that with the texturing paste that I put and then the sprays, it was enough of a background. I mean, on these first two pages I probably could have done some more stamping or something else on them, but I didn't. I figured, they're fine like they are, and the pictures that I put on there, seem to pretty much cover up most of the page anyway. So, and that's what I found last weekend. I did all this beautiful background, and then a lot of it got covered up with the pictures and the quotes and things. But I didn't really know what I was going to put on those pages until after I'd created the backgrounds. And the same too for these two particular pages, these first two where I just had scraped off paint from last week. At first I didn't know what I was going to put on these pages, but by the time I started putting color down, I did kind of have an idea for some of these pages what I was going to put on them. And some of them, like this particular page, I didn't really figure out what I was going to put on it till afterwards. After I, finished the background, then started going through my stash trying to find something that would work with this background. And that's where I found this particular picture that I thought would work well. Like I said at the end, I do show a close-up of each of the pages, the 7 pages I created this weekend. And I want to try to, during the week, spend, if I have time, to spend a little bit more time maybe doing some drawings in my sketchbook that I can maybe copy and put, print out and use on my pages, so that I have more elements on these pages that I've, pictures that I've drawn. But for these pages, so far it's just using elements from my stash of pictures and quotes and things that I've been saving that I really like. And then, going through and finding pictures and quotes that work together to create these pages, which, is what makes it a little bit easier and quicker to pull these pages together, because I'm not having to stop and do a drawing or what have you. But anyway, this is the last page that I'm going around doing an outline and a shadow on, and so that's pretty much the 7 pages that I did for this weekend. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you would like to see more of my videos, you can subscribe to my channel, or you can like or leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, and I hope you guys have a good week. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.